Hi, today is the 18th of October 2023. Today is about 7 o'clock, 7:20. We're going to talk about more devices, more peripherals. We've been talking about for the past classes about peripherals on a computer. It's the basics of computer science, just to have an idea what is the purpose of all those devices, and that's what we're going to do today also. So we're going to be talking about a class from CompTIA, which is for certification, and it's talking about storage devices. And here we go.
A computer has basically two types of memory, primary memory and secondary memory. Now, primary memory is temporary, which we'll talk about later, but secondary memory is permanent, and this deals with the hard disk drive. The hard disk drive is a sealed case that contains magnetic disks, and these disks is where the actual data is stored on. These disks rotate at high speeds, and as they do, the actual...
There's three types of speeds for these hard drives. This is the pin, this is the plate. The plate's an aluminum plate, and it's sealed and it's airproof. It doesn't have any air inside, so it doesn't get dust in there, because if you get dust in there, then it's dead. And like I said, there's three types of speeds. There's the 5400, the 7200, and the higher end ones are the 10,000 one. Let me see if we could see them. Let me go HD speeds. It's right there. Normal speeds, actually, or more like RPMs, actually. RPMs. There's different type of RPMs. Usually the most common one, is the 5400. 5400 RPM, which is a cheaper one. And this is a 5400 RPM, which is really slow.
Okay.
And this HD 7200. That's a 7200, see, RPM right there.
Yes.
And the next one is 10,000, which is the most expensive one. Let me see, there's one. That's battery. 10,000 RPM. See, 10,000 RPM. See that? It's a Velociraptor. It's slightly faster. It's a faster hard drive. Very expensive hard drive.
Yes, I
Yeah.
see that. Oh
So
my gosh.
yeah, so they don't make them that much anymore. They still make them for like servers and stuff, but a solid state is better, a lot better than this.
actuator arm will either write data to the disks or read data from the disks, depending upon what the user wants to do. These magnetic disks can rotate at speeds of either 5400, 7200, or 10,000 RPM.
Yeah, there you are.
The typical hard drive that's used today in desktops would operate at 7200 RPM. Cheaper desktop hard drives would operate typically at the 5400 RPM range, which is also the speed of a typical laptop hard drive. And the higher end hard drives would operate at the 10,000 RPM range. But these higher end hard drives are not commonly used anymore
No.
because of the advanced speeds of solid state drives.
Right.
And also, hard drives are considered non-volatile because they can retain and store data when not connected to a power source.
They retain the information, even though it's disconnected.
Hard drives today use the serial ATA interface. Now, this is a newer standard that is faster than the old parallel ATA interface. Instead of data traveling in a parallel path, the data travels in a serial path, which means that data travels one bit at a time. SATA drives have transfer speeds averaging 6 gigabits per second, which
There's different type of connectors. There's a SATA. The SATA one it's this cable. Let me see. See this cable? That's the cable, serial ATA. But these are SATA hard drives. Most of these are SATA. See that? See that right there? That's a
Yes.
SATA. Okay. And then the other one, it's the IDE ATA. That's a ribbon cable. See that? It's 40 pin ribbon cable. Okay.
Yes,
So
I see that.
HD IDE ATA. Let me see if there's a hard drive. I don't think they even sell those anymore. You're not gonna be able to find them. But they have adapters. So let me see. I don't think they have hard drives anymore. See, that's how they look. See with the pins? That's not a hard
Yes.
drive. That's just converts it into a MSATA connector. You see MSATA right there. MSATA IDE. So let me see if I have HE IDE images. See the ribbon cable? 40 pins. That's the
Yes,
old
I
school
see
one.
that.
And there's the other one, the Dell server ATA. Let me see if it shows one. And the connector is a different type of connector. It's a weird connector. Let's see if there's an image. Let me see if there's an image. Looks like SATA, but it's not. It's called RPM. Looks like SATA, but it's not SATA. See that? It's called
Yes.
RPM SATA. So HD RPM data. Let me see if it has a picture. It looks like a SATA cable, but it's not a SATA cable. Okay, so and usually Dell servers have those, but that's a different type of interface. I don't know if I could see one. Let me see if there's one. Let me see if there's one. They don't sell them that much. They're not that popular. They don't sell them anywhere. You got to buy them through Dell. They have a different type of connection, which of course they don't. You cannot connect them to a regular computer, or because the interface is different. You know, so that's another type of connection.
which is considerably faster than the old parallel ATA.
Yeah.
Other advantages of SATA drives is that they are hot swappable and the cables are a lot smaller, which makes cable management a lot easier. Another type of storage device is a solid-state drive. Now these drives have no moving parts. This type of drive uses flash memory chips to store data. And since it has no moving parts, the data transfer is very fast.
Yeah.
There are also drives out there that combine the use of magnetic disks and flash memory.
They're called
And
hybrids. Like Apple uses a lot of those. It's a solid state and a hard drive. It's called hybrid drive. Let me see if there's one. Has a solid state. See, like this one. See, it's solid state hybrid SSHD.
Yes.
Has a controller. And they look like a regular hard drive, but they have a controller. See that controller right there? See that chip right there? This chip right here, the big chip, that's a Samsung chip. That makes it, that's a NAND memory. They're a little bit faster, but pretty much about the same. Kind of slow.
We might as well stick with the SSD, right?
Yeah. See, look at the cable. Just one cable, SATA cable.
Mm-hmm.
No power. So let me see if there's another picture. Yeah, it's 8 terabyte SSD with a 1 terabyte built in into one hard drive. They're not as popular. I don't recommend those. They suck. Might as well just get an SSD.
These are called hybrid drives. Hybrid drives takes advantage of the large capacity and the low cost of magnetic disks with the speed of an SSD. In a hybrid drive, the magnetic disks will be used to store data, while the flash memory would be used for the caching of the data. Hybrid drives are primarily used where cost is an issue, because SSD drives are considerably more expensive than magnetic disk drives. Removable storage is both convenient and portable because these types of storage are not stored internally in a computer. They are
Tape drives. That's how you used to back up a database back in the day with a tape drive. They don't make them like that anymore. You know, for servers and databases, they used to use tapes.
attached from the outside. So for example, a tape drive. A tape drive is an inexpensive way to back up data from your hard drive. It attaches to a computer, usually with a USB cable, and the data is backed up sequentially to tape, which basically means that if you ever have to restore the data, you have to restore the data in the same order as you backed it up. CD-ROM drives have become a standard component in computers today. It's a device that reads data from a CD-ROM, which is a disk that stores permanent data. CD-ROM stands for Compact Disk Read-Only Memory, which means that the data can only be read to and cannot be changed or written to. CDRW stands for Compact Disk
Read and write.
Rewritable. A CDRW drive can change or write data to a CD. It has a moving laser assembly that writes or burns the data to a CD. Now there are two different kinds of CDs that can be written to. A CDR, which stands for CD recordable, or CDRW, which stands for CD rewritable. Now CDRs can only be written once too, but a CDRW allows data to be rewritten multiple times. And CD-ROMs hold approximately 700 megabytes of data.
700 megabytes, not even a gig.
A DVD-ROM drive is a device that reads DVD discs. The DVD drive has largely replaced ordinary CD-ROM drives because of the larger storage capacity of DVD discs. A DVD can store approximately
4.7 gigs, give or take.
4.7 gigabytes of data.
Right on, fine.
And all DVD drives today can read both DVD and CD-ROMs. And like a CD-RW drive, there is also a DVD-RW drive. And this can change or write data onto a DVD. It can write data onto DVD-R discs and rewrite data onto DVD-RW discs. And as stated previously, a DVD disc can hold approximately 4.7 gigs of data. And some DVD burners have the capability of burning dual-layer DVDs.
Up to like 8 or 9, 8.5.
And these are called dual-layer DVD-RW drives. Dual-layer DVDs have 2 recordable layers, so they can store nearly twice the amount of data than a regular DVD. Dual-layer DVDs can hold approximately 8.5 gigs of data. Blu-ray is the latest optical drive to date that was released in 2006. Blu-ray will eventually replace the DVD format because of its high capacity. Blu-ray uses a shorter wavelength laser compared to DVD, which allows a Blu-ray disc to store far more data than a DVD. A standard Blu-ray disc can hold 25 gigabytes of data, which is 5 times more than a DVD.
Yep.
Now, just like CD recordable and DVD recordable drives, Blu-ray also has a recordable drive, and this is called BDR, or Blu-ray Disc Recordable Drive. And this is where you can burn data to a Blu-ray disc one time. Or you can also erase data and overwrite the data on a Blu-ray disc using a BDRE, or Blu-ray Recordable Erasable Drive. So as stated before, standard single-sided Blu-ray discs hold 25 gigabytes of data, or there's also Blu-ray double-layer discs which hold 50 gigabytes of data. Another type of removable storage is what's known as a solid-state disk. Now these have no moving parts. This type of memory uses memory chips to store data, and these include thumb drives. A thumb drive is a miniature storage device with a USB interface. These devices can store anywhere from 500 megabytes up to 256 gigabytes, and their size is small enough to fit on a keychain. These are a fast and convenient way to store data on the go. Secure digital or SD cards are a popular type of flash memory. Now these are primarily used in digital cameras for storing photographs and videos. Then these photographs and videos can then be easily transferred to a computer with an SD card reader interface. SD cards come in various capacities, anywhere from 2 gigabytes up to 512 gigabytes. Other types of SD cards include the mini SD and the micro SD. And you can see
They even got the 1 terabyte SD drive now. See? 2 terabytes. Look at that.
Dang. $20.
This is $35.
Oh, shoot.
But the brand
That one.
sucks. But yeah, 2 terabytes, bro. Like 2 terabytes now. Let's say there's like 4 terabyte. Let's say they made the 4 terabyte already. Oh, yeah.
Got it.
4 terabyte, brother. Damn. Gee.
And how much did it cost? $1,500.
Yeah.
No, man. That's
Yeah. 4 gigabytes, but they got the 4 terabytes now, so.
comparison of the different sizes here. And while the standard SD card is used for storage in a lot of digital cameras, the micro SD card is what's commonly used in smartphones for adding extra storage. Another type of flash drive that is commonly used in a lot of DSLR cameras is compact flash. Compact flash cards provide quick and easy storage for pictures and videos in DSLR cameras, and they can be easily transferred to a computer by using a card reader. And a type of non-standard SD card would be the older XD picture card, where XD stands for Extreme Digital. And this was a type that was proprietary in Olympus and Fujifilm cameras. The kind of memory that you would typically find inside smartphones and tablets is called eMMC. eMMC stands for Embedded Multimedia Controller. eMMC consists of putting flash memory and a flash memory controller into one package. So this is the tablet's or smartphone's internal or embedded memory and not the external storage like an SD card.
Embedded memory card.
Now, a hot spare is defined as equipment that can be swapped out without the need of turning off the power. So, for example, if you had a server with multiple hot swappable hard drives, and if a hard drive were to fail, you wouldn't need to shut down the server. You would just simply remove the hard drive and replace it with a new one while the power is still on.
It was good for servers and storage.
Now, a cold spare is similar to a hot spare, but with a cold spare you must turn off the power first in order to replace the piece of equipment. You may come across issues when you're dealing with mobile devices such as cell phones. And two of the biggest cell phone operating systems are Apple and Android. A lot of cell phones today are touchscreen, and one of the common problems you may encounter with touchscreens is that sometimes they are not responsive. You touch the screen and nothing happens. So when this happens, the best thing to do in this case is to power off the phone and then turn it back on. And a lot of times this does fix the issue. Or if you power it back on and you still have the issue, you can try and eject the SIM card and then putting it back in. Or if that doesn't work, then you may have to do a hard reset on your cell phone. And you can refer to the manufacturer's documents for specifics on how to do a hard reset for your specific device. Or sometimes you may have issues when you touch an app and the app won't load, or you may have an issue with the performance of your device and you find it to be running very slow. And a lot of this is caused by having too many apps open already, and those apps are eating up memory and CPU resources and slowing down the performance of your device or even freezing it. So the first thing you should do is to try to kill any apps that you have open and see if that fixes the issue. For example, on an Apple device, the way to close apps is to double-click the Home button and to swipe up each app that's open, and it will close the app. Or if that doesn't work, then you can just try and restarting your device. In fact, you'll find that just restarting your device fixes a lot of issues. Also with cell phones, you may encounter issues where your GPS is not working. Certain applications on your phone require GPS. So if a certain app is not working, it could be that your GPS is turned off. So the first and most obvious thing to do is to go into the settings on your phone and make sure that the GPS is turned on. Or if you find out that your GPS is turned on and you're still having issues, you have to remember that your GPS uses satellites for communication. So for example, if there's a cloudy day, then that could interfere with satellite communication. Or maybe there's a spaceship passing by, and that could also interfere with GPS satellite communication. Now, as far as troubleshooting issues with laptops, one of the main problems, when you turn the power on, your screen is blank. Nothing shows up on the screen. Now, you may hear the fans running, and you may see the LEDs turn on, but your screen is still blank. And this is called a no display issue. Now, this could happen for a few reasons, but the best thing to do right off the start is that if you have an external monitor, go ahead and connect an external monitor to your laptop and see if an image shows up on the external monitor, because most, if not all, laptops will have an external video port on the side of a laptop where you can hook up an external monitor. Now, if an image does show up on the external monitor, then that most likely means that your LCD monitor on your laptop is bad and it needs to be replaced. Another problem is that when you turn the laptop on and the image is very faint, in other words, the display is very dim, and in this case, most likely, you would have to replace the inverter. The inverter is a small circuit board that supplies power to the LCD monitor. It converts DC current to AC current.
Some of the inverters are embedded on the LCD when you replace the LCD. They don't sell that separate. Back in the day, they used to sell just the inverters and used to buy them on Amazon and stuff, but the newer computers have a built-in inverter soldered onto the LCD display. So some devices have it. Even TVs have inverters, you know. TVs, displays, monitors, computer monitors, any type of display has an inverter.
Inverter is usually mounted inside the display panel just below the screen.
Let me show you how they look.
If that were to happen, Now, so now you said that there's built-in inverters, right?
Uh-huh.
What if that goes out? Do I need to buy a new computer?
You need to buy the whole display.
Display, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because they see like this one right here. See the inverter on the bottom?
Yes.
You could replace the inverter right here. But
Mhm.
there's some screens now that don't have the inverter because the inverter's soldered. Sometimes they have it on the top, sometimes they have it usually it's on the bottom. See that? Two connectors. It's called the
Mhm.
LCD inverter. It looks like this. Okay. Uh, LCD screen display with embedded inverter. Let's see. Let's see if they come. Like this one's an inverter right there. It's separated, right? This is an inverter. See that? But you don't want to see that. You want to see something that has already a built-in inverter. Let's see if there's one. Actually, let me go to Amazon. Right here. Let's go Dell Inspiron 15 LCD. Okay, right here. See the bottom, it's the inverter already built in. See that? It's covered. See that it's covered right here? This is the 30-pin cable, and this is only one cable. But the inverter is behind this. It's already built in. Back in the day, it wasn't built in. And these are tapes. They get taped. Yeah. So it has a built-in inverter already. Let me show you another one. Oh, that's the back plate. Let me see if I could go and get a different one. Yeah, see, they're covered. Inverter's already covered. See in the back? It's covered with that middle metal tape. That's the inverter.
Yeah.
So they don't sell the inverters like they used to anymore. Like they don't. They're attached to the screen, but it's only $44. See, check it out. It's cheap. Let's say if you break your screen on your laptop, just pay $44 for it, and it's easy to install. Let me show you how it looks. Right there. See, broken screen. Check out the battery. In fact, we don't need the music. You take out the bezel. That's called the bezel. That's around the screen. You take it out like that. Sometimes it's glued, sometimes it's not. It has clips on it. He's taking out the bezel. And the part in the back, it's called the back plate. The back of the screen, it's a back plate. So he's got to take this part off, see? You guys separate it from there. It's clipped on. And you push it out. Yeah, there's a roach right there.
Yeah, what the heck? I came out the computer.
He killed it. Yeah, somebody else's computer. And then see, you took out the bezel. See the inverter's right here. See this line right here? That's the inverter.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, first you take the battery out, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another roach. He said, yeah. So yeah, and then you take these screws off. This screw. This is how you put it, like facing down. You take these screws off, like this one and this one over here.
Very cool. He got a little power drill.
Yeah, I like that one. But it's not good to use those because you might strip the screw.
You don't want that.
No, too much power. So you have to do it manually. The best way to do it is manual. That guy's lazy. That's why he's doing it like that. See?
I prefer to fill it.
That's called the hinge. This thing right here, it's called the hinge. This one, hinge. So you take out the screen, you put it face down, and you disconnect this cable. See how simple it is to replace this LCD?
So simple.
I charge $120 to $150 to install one. So, and that's just labor. Yeah.
And they buy all the they buy the
Yeah,
screen and all that.
they buy
Yeah.
the screen. Yeah, they buy the screen because if not, different companies will charge you 300 to 400, $500 to put a screen on. And I tell them just buy it yourself, and I'll charge you depending on how harder it is. Like in this case, this is a simple one. This is probably like a $119 install.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this is just one cable. See that? See, and make sure you match it to see if it fits. Before you put it on, you connect that cable. That's called the ribbon cable, the ribbon flex cable. It's called the display cable, the display flex cable. And then what I do is I put new tape. See that tape right there? I put new tape. I always put new tape. I don't, because that's how it separates over time when you open it and close it, and it separates from that tape. So sometimes you lose display and say, oh, my display's not working. And then before you close it, you got to make sure if it turns on.
That's why you plug it without the
because
battery, right?
sometimes they're DOA, they're dead on arrival, they're broken. So there's nothing you can do. So the display is fine. Yeah. And then he's got a, yeah, it's, I put tape on that. I put tape on that. I think he's going to put tape on it. See that?
Yep.
There you are. So you put that back and you put those screws off and you're in business. Make sure you put the cables correct because it's going to be on the way. And you go like that. And you got,
cool.
and you put the bezel back. And he's going to put the bezel, the slaps in there. And that's it. Simple as that. See that?
That looks so simple.
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you. I was going to show you something. Apple's a little bit harder to install those. But this, I forget I was going to show you. But yeah, LCDs, prices. Price to replace LCD screen on laptop. See right there?
Eesh.
In February. Okay? So from $200 to $300. So let's say she buys a screen which costs $40. You saw it, $44. This is more because it's touchscreen. But let's say this for $149. So let's say it's a touchscreen. So it's $150 plus you charge $110. So it's less than $300. See?
Right.
So it's like $270. But they still save money. So there you are. And it could be from $100 to $300. I don't think it's going to be $200 because you got to buy the part. So it's more like $200. $200 with the part or up to $300, depending on the screen. So there you are, brother.
You may also encounter an issue with your laptop where the battery is not being charged. Now your battery...
To replace the battery on a laptop, let's say you buy the battery, let's say Inspiron. Let me see here. Okay, that's the battery. Sometimes you got to open, it's $27 for the battery. You got to open the computer. And the price is usually, I charge $89 to replace the battery because you got to disassemble the computer. The price to replace laptop battery from $50 to $150. Okay? If you need to disassemble the thing, it's going to be $150. Okay? But like in this case, there you are. See?
All right, quick little bit on how to change the battery out on this Dell Inspiron 15. This is a 5547 model, and this one it's several years old. Our oldest child uses it now here at the house, and yeah, it just battery won't hold a charge. Time to swap it out. Real easy. And if you are wondering where your model number is, down here you flip it over the back, and I don't know how well this will focus. You can find out your model information right there, lower left corner there. Alright, let's take a look at the battery. I picked this up from Amazon.com, $30. I'll put the link down below if you want to give that a good starting point.
To install a battery, I charge $89 just for labor. Okay, they have to provide the part.
Let's open this up. It does come with a couple little kind of one-time use screwdrivers, but
So let's say you do nothing but $89 jobs. You could do 10 jobs, and that's almost $1,000. Okay.
But the question is, Cesar, so will there be people out there needing batteries?
Of course.
For 8
Yes,
cars
I
a day?
replace them all the time. All the time. I replace a lot of LCDs and batteries. A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
you can use these more as long as the head's good. You got a Phillips head and looks like a little star head, so that's nice. Foam. We have the battery itself.
And then when you know the battery's not working, is because the battery is not charging anymore, or the computer is not turning on because probably the battery's inflated. So, laptop battery inflated.
I've had that done to me once before. I used to work on a laptop,
Look at that.
and I think, yeah, exactly.
See? Like that.
I'm over there scared it's gonna blow up on me or something.
Yeah, I need to replace the battery like this MacBook right here. I
Got it.
replace these a lot. I charge $110 to replace the battery because these you got to disassemble the thing, and these are glued on the and they're dangerous. They could explode while you're taking it
Right.
out. So,
Ooh.
like this. See, that's when you know the battery. Let's say those are Macs, but let's say if it's a regular Dell, right there. See that?
Yep.
Hey, and this is a bad battery right here. When it gets inflated, you see, check it out. It burns.
And
And it burns because of this. All this dust. See this? All this dust did this.
so
And
do
it's
you
leaking.
think that?
Yeah.
So you think that battery just destroyed that whole motherboard too?
No, it just shorts the computer. All you gotta
Shorts
do
the
is
computer,
replace
okay.
it. Yeah, it's like that. See?
Got it.
Like this Dell. This is a Dell.
Mhm.
There's another one. See the top one? Look at this one. So look at this one. Once you take out the part and you put the battery, it's gonna go back to normal. The plastic goes back to normal. I've done jobs where I replace the battery and the laptop's like this, like open. And once I take the battery out, put the new battery. Okay, Dell. It's a Dell XPS. Let's say Dell XPS. Okay. See, like this. Let me see. See? Separating the. See this picture right here? Separating the touchscreen. See? Right here?
No.
See that? Dell. There you are. That happens a lot. But once you replace the battery, everything's go back to normal. So, yeah.
It is in the laptop and a
In fact, let's go back to the other guy. I was showing you how to put the battery in there.
So laptop upside down, we got to remove this back panel here. You got a screw here, then it just pops off basically.
Some of them may have
And I'm gonna
8
go ahead and
screws.
use
8 screws.
screwdriver
This
I
one only
already
has
have
2 or
out.
3 because it has that cover. Some of them have, that's probably like an Inspiron. Some of these have like up to 8 to 10 screws. This one only has 3. Because that panel slides once you take those batteries off, or just unclips in the center.
Trying to reach around the camera here and not bump it. So a little bit of an awkward view.
From the center.
Now right here
See?
is a little divot cut out.
Yeah.
Get a plastic tool, a little spudger, something, get underneath there,
Just
And-
separates. Just clipped
and
on.
you can use your fingers, pry up.
Yep.
Just run your little tool across, and panel will come
See?
off like that.
Yeah. There's the battery. And he's
You
got
don't have a little plastic tool like that.
he's got a regular traditional hard drive.
Yep.
know,
and,
old school.
and those SSD down there.
No, you could put an
Right.
SSD on this. Most of the jobs we put SSDs. He doesn't have an SSD. And this is the memory. He's got 2 memories. He's probably
No.
have either 4 and 4 or 8 and 8.
Carefully use a flathead, and I say carefully. You don't want to damage anything on the inside. There's our battery,
All you gotta
and
do
you can see
is just
everything matches
take
up.
take the screws. Like, let me go
Now
back.
there
Let me go
are
back.
4,
See, let me go back.
Now- and you can see everything matches
See, 1, 2, 3. I think more like 3 or 4
up.
screws.
Yeah, I got 4.
Now there
Let's see
are
it there.
4 screws on this battery
Yeah.
we're going to remove.
Yeah,
One,
1, 2,
two,
3, 3,
3,
4.
4.
And then you got to disconnect the cable too.
Oh.
Here, 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 and right there. And we'll lift it up with that little tabby.
Some people don't open the computer because they're
Lift
afraid.
up on this
They're,
tab,
they're
Mhm.
afraid.
and that tab has come off.
Well, I'm getting hands-on. I'm not going
That's
to
all
be
right if that
afraid.
happens to
Yeah.
you. Again, get your little
They think
plastic
they're gonna
tool
damage their
or
computer by taking
screwdriver
out the battery, but you
and
gotta
really
make sure you
pry
know
your
what you're
nail.
doing.
Got it.
And then just pull that. Ah, that one
Okay.
doesn't have a cable. It just
Up
slaps,
and slide
sits
out.
down. Yeah.
There's your connections.
Mhm.
See, some of them
Battery
have
there.
some of
Set
them have
the
like
old
a ribbon cable.
worn out one aside.
See how simple
All
it is
right,
to put
new
the battery?
battery. There's 4 little
Very.
ears on this side, and
That's
we're
why
gonna
you have
line
fun
those
doing
up,
this.
angle this in,
That's
get
for
those
laptop.
started.
So yeah, I do that a lot. Put a lot of batteries. A lot of batteries. In fact, let me show you. Yeah. Try to log into Yelp. Okay, that's me, right? And this is where I check my. Okay, laptop support. See this? I respond in 10 minutes, and I have 100% rate. So this guy, 3 hours ago, laptop support. Olivia, I'm supposed to put a screen on her computer. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so say consultation. I tell her this is what she said she needed. Let's say if I could see it. Let me close this out. I mean, not yet. Oh, it says here. Oh, right here on the side. Screen repair and replacement. Apple, as soon as possible. And MacBook Air, whatever, right? Supposed to take it to me today, but she couldn't make it. This is what I answer. Please call me. And then she calls me back. And I answer, and I talk to her. And then I said, when can we meet up? And no problem at all. And then she says she couldn't make it today. It's okay. She'll make it sometime. That's one, right? And then I have another one, laptop support, 6 hours. This guy has another screen repair. See that? And this is another laptop support. And this one is another screen repair. Apple. See that? 3 of them already. Like, let's say Craig. This one, Craig guy.
There you go.
This guy has software installation and support Apple. MacBook having boot issues, so he's got a problem with his boot on his Apple. Okay? Advertising. This lady wants me to help her with some marketing, billboards and whatever. But yeah, that's how I get my leads. And if you look, I got 203 reviews, 5-star. And Yelp removes reviews because they're punks. So let's say if I could see, let's say if I go to Yelp. Let's go Yelp by itself. Let me see here. Let's go Chula Vista. Let's go here. Mobile computer repair. Okay. Oh, am I right here? Okay. So this is me, right? And I got 203 reviews, and I have, these are reviews from people, and I've got 170 reviews removed.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, they're assholes. They're assholes, but it's a love-hate relationship, you know. But it's okay.
Alright.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm still getting business.
Oh, so you got competitors too, right?
Yeah. And then I do Thumbtack.
Absolutely.
I do Thumbtack, so let's say Thumbtack.
Mhm.
Thumbtack is costing me some money.
Remember, $8.
Yeah, I'll show you how much I'm paying. Let's say, okay, 91910. Let's go computer
I just
repair.
remember the number you showed me.
Let me see. Show here. See, this is my son, Elite IT Tech.
Nice.
He's got 82 5-star reviews, and I got 8. And I told you why they closed my account. I had over 200, but they closed my account. I'm not gonna say it on the video, but they closed it because I said you must be this person, and he was that person, but he got mad and they closed my account. But it's okay. It's no problem. I don't have that many reviews here, but let's say if I log into Thumbtack, see how much it cost me. Some leads cost me, like these messages. I got some like this guy, Tom Weber, right? Got it. This guy cost me $17, which I paid, right?
Ooh.
And this person cost me $9. I think you're there somewhere. Let me see that right there. You cost me $9.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, sir. And then if I go to Google, actually, let's go 247. I got in Google, I've got let me see if I could go here. Oh, 238 reviews, right? 5-star reviews. So there you are. So I try to keep it clean and keep it professional, okay? So you saw how the battery gets replaced. So it's pretty simple, right? Pretty simple.
Tilt
Very
this side.
simple.
Apples are a little bit pain in the ass, so let's do an Apple one. Because see, it's good to know about this, so you know about this, right? So let's say Apple, Mac, let's say MacBook Pro battery replacement. It's a little bit harder. You charge more on the MacBook Pro. Check it out. Actually, no, I don't like this. I like the videos like this. Let's say like this person right there. Okay, he's opening the site. Yeah.
Opening tools.
Mm-hmm.
I also recommend using a magnetic mat during the repair process,
Yeah.
which is especially useful in the case of this laptop.
I fix it.
Throughout the disassembly, keep track of each screw so you can put them back in the
Well,
right
that's, since I've been doing it for 30 years, I don't need to do this crap.
places. This will help success.
You know? Okay. So you take out the screws from the sides,
Power connector.
and then you fire. Check it out. There you are.
Use only
See,
a
the
plastic
battery's
tool
bad.
to
It's
lift the
inflated.
battery power
See
connector.
the top, the
Disconnect
small
the
ones?
battery cable from the motherboard.
Like this one, and this one is inflated. Even this one, too. See, you
So the
disconnect.
whole bottom.
You see, you disconnect the cable right here. See this?
Yeah. Yep. I see that.
And then it has a bunch of this right here it's called the speakers. These are the speakers, but it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. Let's go where he takes it. Check it out. Now you don't have to do that. That's stupid. That's stupid. Look at that battery. You don't have to do all that shit. Sorry. See? You gotta pry it open, bro. See that?
I do.
Not easy. And sometimes when you pry it open like that, it might short and it might explode, you know? That's why you gotta be kind of careful. So you gotta take it off, and then you take one off. I usually take the speakers off because they're in the way. Those little three screws right there, that's a speaker. So I usually take them out.
If it makes my job easier, yeah, I would do that.
Yeah. See? So he's separating that. He's got to separate both sides, and then you got to do the center. It's like not easy, bro. And then
Okay.
you in hot air, stupid. You don't want to do that. That's stupid. See how hard it is? It's not as easy as you think. I don't use that, so disregard that, okay?
Okay.
Because you might damage a screen or you might damage a part.
Then I'm gonna have to replace that. It's
Yeah.
gonna cost me money.
Yeah. So,
So am I really making money on this job?
Yeah, right. I usually charge more on these, like $150 to put the battery in, because it takes time. They gotta supply the battery. But you know how long it's taking them like 7 minutes to just assemble the freaking battery. He's taking a sweet time, bro. See, 8 minutes. So he took it off. See that? See that? Well, that's the whole battery, bro.
Recommend cleaning that bottom part.
Yeah. Take the
Yeah. Okay.
take those.
You
Yeah.
can find the replacement battery for this laptop using this part number.
Yeah.
Also, in the description, I left a link where to buy a new battery for this laptop.
Yeah, Amazon. So yeah, he's gonna clean it. Yeah, you want to clean it, you know?
Are you allowed to use like acetone or
No,
some type of?
no, you don't
No?
use that. No, just by hand.
None like that. Got it.
Yeah. Because acetone will melt it. You don't want that.
Okay.
Yeah. So he cleaned it, let's say, and then he put it, and then he's using like rubbing alcohol, so isopropyl alcohol. See, and now he puts it on, and that's it, bro. Obviously, the tape, it has tape on the other side. You gotta, before you put the batteries, you gotta take the plastic piece that's covering the tape. That's covering the tape. He's not showing that
Yeah.
because it has tape. So, yeah, that's how you do it. And then you connect it over here, and you're in business.
So
Go ahead.
the way he put it on, it just looks so simple, but then he had a little more struggle pulling it out. It's
Yep.
kind of weird.
Yep. Yeah. And this has an embedded memory. This has, I think it's either 8 gigs or 16 gigs soldered to the motherboard. And this is the SSD on the top. It's called an NVMe SSD. It's a 14 by 16 pin. And this is, this is the hard drive, the SSD. So, and this is the fan and whatever. But we'll talk about Macs later.
Sure.
For now, they're not that important. But at this point in time.
Battery charger is plugged in, but you'll notice that there's an indicator informing you that the battery is not charging. Now, most likely this could be a problem with the battery itself, and it needs to be replaced. Or it could also be a problem with the laptop's motherboard. Or in another scenario, let's say your battery is fully charged, but the battery only lasts a few minutes before it discharges. Now, this is a very common issue with older laptops. Oftentimes, when laptops reach around 5 years old, the battery will only last on a few minutes on a full charge. For example, they may only last about 10 minutes on a full charge. And this happens because batteries lose their capacity to hold a charge as they get older. So to solve this issue, all you have to do is just replace the battery for the laptop.
Yeah.
Now, if you press the power button on your laptop and nothing happens, in other words, you don't see any power LEDs, your screen is totally blank, and you don't hear any fans turning, well then one of the first things to check is to make sure that your battery charger is plugged into the wall and at the other end is plugged into your laptop. And once you verify that and still nothing happens, then most likely you have a dead laptop. In other words, the motherboard is dead and needs to be replaced. A flickering monitor can also be related to a bad LCD or inverter, especially if the failure is related to movement. In other words, if the flickering happens when you physically move the laptop. So this is a definite hardware failure that's most likely related to a bad LCD or inverter. Problems with keys sticking is another issue that can happen with laptops. One thing you notice is that laptop keyboards are not as durable as desktop keyboards, so they are more susceptible to wear and tear, so they tend to wear out a lot faster.
And they sell the battery, the LCDs, let's say, keyboard, come on. Keyboard. See? You got the keyboards.
Yes.
Okay. And the way they come out. Hey, right there.
Hello everyone. Let's see how to replace on
It's kind of like a cheesy. Look at that laptop. It's
keyboard
filthy.
more.
But see, you press
Just
that
Press the
with a pick,
locking
and then that comes out.
Mhm.
locks here. Release the locks.
You gotta have these little special tools, huh?
Yeah.
God, that looks like a guitar thing.
Yeah, it's a pick.
I don't know
But
what
he's
it's
not.
called.
He's
That's
not
it,
using.
right?
First, the quality of the video sucks anyway. So let's go to a different video. This video sucks. This one you have to replace the whole keyboard palm rest, the whole thing, because it comes. Let me see here. Let's do this one here. Let me see a simple one. Okay, right here. It's the same guy.
And tweezers. Also, I recommend using the magnetic mat.
Come on. So this one you got to disassemble the whole thing. This is kind of like a pain. I could charge $110 to $200 to replace a what do you call it? A keyboard, because sometimes you got to disassemble the whole thing. You notice that he's disassembling the whole thing? It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work. So there's ways of replacing that too.
So if you're going to repair or replace a keyboard on the laptop, you need to be extra careful.
Mm-hmm.
Another issue on laptops is sometimes people complain as they're typing on the keyboard that the mouse cursor will move all by itself. And this is known as ghost cursor. And the main reason that this happens, especially in my own personal experience and dealing with customers, is that when a person types on a laptop keyboard, a lot of times they don't realize that the palms of their hand, or maybe the sleeve on their shirt, is touching the touchpad, which will move the cursor. And so the best way to solve this issue is to go to the software touchpad settings on a computer and disable the tap feature. Or another issue that could cause this problem could be improper touchpad drivers. So the best thing to do in this case is to go to the manufacturer's website and download the correct and latest drivers for the touchpad. A very common issue that happens with laptops is overheating. A lot of people complain that as they're working on their laptop, the laptop shuts down or freezes, which is a very common symptom of overheating. Now,
It could be a bad fan, or it could be, let me show you a picture, or it could be Dell laptop. It could be a bad fan. It could be a lint. Let me show you. Lint on the fan. Sometimes this fan doesn't work. See this lint right here? That's why it's overheating. You could clean this one. I usually disassemble and then put some grease or oil onto that. You could separate this from there. And this is what you got to do. Clean it. See that? It's a very common thing on laptops. Very common. See all this lint?
Oh,
That's why it's
yeah,
overheating.
very
See
crap.
this? See the lint right here? That's that overheats. Usually, if they have dogs, it usually gets worse. See what happens when it overheats? So, see this lint right here? This cover?
yes.
Yeah. See this cover right here? And sometimes the fan breaks. See, it's missing like 1, 2, 3 of them. Sometimes you could hear that clacking inside. You could buy the screen. You could buy the heatsink. It's called a heatsink. A Dell Inspiron 15 heat sink fan. You can find them too. See right there. See this? $39, $26, $9. See that?
Yes, I do see that.
Yeah, and then you could replace them. It only has like 3 screws, but you got to disassemble the computer. The fans are cheap to buy, but it's a pain in the ass to replace. Sometimes you got to take the motherboard off, and that could be from $120 to $150 job just to replace the screen, the fan. And what I tell the customers, how long you have the laptop? Oh, I had it for 4 years. Oh, you still have you never changed the battery? No, I haven't. Okay, I recommend you buy the battery also. Since we're going to disassemble the whole thing, just buy the battery and buy the fan, and then we could do everything. We won't charge you anything to replace the battery. We just charge them $150 to do the whole thing. Because since you're going to disassemble the whole thing, might as well just do due diligence and give them service and tell them replace the battery because it's time for you to replace it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, and you saw how much the batteries are anyway. The keyboards, if the keyboard's like missing keys, you could also say that. Since you're going to disassemble the thing, might as well tell them $27 for a battery. So might as well just put a new battery in there. Okay.
Laptops have air vents either on the side or on the bottom of the laptop along with fans. And air passes through these vents and fans to help cool the laptop. But if these vents are blocked, for example with dust, or if the fans are dusty, it will hinder the laptop's cooling ability.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way to fix this is to get a can of compressed air and blow out the vents.
See, that's what I did wrong.
No, because sometimes the vents are like very clogged up to the point that you have to disassemble. And you have to clean the fan. Yeah, this is just a quick fix, but it's not going to fix the problem. Because if you do this every 3 months, then it's fine. But if you wait about a year or so, year and a half, then you need to open the whole thing.
And fans and free them from any dust or debris. But another issue that causes a laptop to overheat is that a lot of times people use their laptops and they're not placing them on a hard flat surface. For example, they're using them on the couch or on their bed. And when this happens, a lot of times the vents and fans will get blocked and will hinder air circulation. Yep. Especially if the fans and vents are on the bottom of the laptop. All laptops have the capability of wireless networking, and a lot of times you may experience a situation where you have an intermittent wireless connection. Now this could be caused by a problem where there is interference between your laptop and your wireless router. Or it could also be that you're out of range of the wireless signal from your wireless router. Another issue could be that you need to update your wireless network card drivers, especially when there's a new operating system that's been released. In fact, I have personally found this issue to be very common with the release of a new operating system, especially with Windows 10, where a common fix to fix an intermittent wireless issue is to go to the laptop's manufacturer's website and update your wireless network card drivers.
The way you find the drivers, as you type in, let's say if the computer's a Dell, you go Dell drivers, right? You go right here. I don't know why it's in Spanish, but okay, we'll change it. English. You could identify or type in the model number right here or your number. Let's say Inspiron. Let's say this one. Let's say that's the laptop, right? And this is the drivers here. Drivers. Okay. Yeah. So you could do that, or you could also do HP support, HP drivers. Do the same thing. And you could get for, I don't know why it's in English again. Let me see why. Okay, well, whatever. So let's, oh, right here. Okay, laptop. You could auto detect, or you could type in your Pavilion. Whatever. 15. And this is your Windows 11 or Windows 10, whatever operating system. And you go here, and there's a list of drivers right here. See that? All the drivers for that computer itself. Driver, chipset, audio, whatever. Same with Lenovo and Asus and see? PC, view support. See right here. Or you could do the same with like Asus. You could do global. You could do support. Come on. And then you could do technical support download center in this case because you're doing drivers. And you go for the model M16, let's say. And then type whatever. Laptop. Whatever. And here's the drivers for it. So you could find the drivers on the internet, all of them. That's pretty common. I mean, that's how you find them.
The power supply is a device that supplies power to the computer. It's a square metal box with a bunch of wires emerging from one end. It fits inside the computer case and is usually located at the very top or the bottom of a standard tower case. The power supply converts 110-volt AC current into the specific voltages that the computer needs. The most common form factor that a power supply comes in is ATX. The power supply is equipped with different types of connectors. One connector is called the P1 connector. This is the main power connector that connects directly into the motherboard and provides it with power. The P1 connector has either 20 or 24 pins. Another type of connector is called the P4. This is a 4-pin connector that also connects into the motherboard, and its purpose is to supply power to the CPU. This connector is used with modern motherboards. Another connector is called Molex. The Molex connector is a 4-pin connector that connects disk drives such as hard drives and CD and DVD-ROM drives. There is also a serial ATA connector. This is a 15-pin connector, and this is used to connect disk drives that have a serial ATA power plug. Another connector is called the 4-pin Berg connector, or mini connector. This is a small connector that is used to supply power to the floppy drive. And finally, there is the 6-pin connector, and this is used to supply power to certain PCIe video cards.
Okay, we're gonna end the class right here because I've been having problems with my sinuses since the morning, and I'm like, I got a headache, honestly. So we're gonna go here tomorrow. No, sorry, Friday. We probably do 3 hours on Friday. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So good. Any questions?
So, let's see, what is it? I was gonna ask you something. So all of this here, do you recommend me like understanding all of it, or just try to retain most of it?
Well, you have to understand it because it's part of the business, part of
Yep.
knowing the parts. Just like when you do work, you know what you need for do machinist, right? Machining. So you need some parts, some tools, and you kind of have got to have an
Right.
idea of the purpose of every tool, right? Same with this.
Mhm.
Same with this.
Yes. Okay. No, I'm
Yeah.
just asking because you know, I'm writing down notes as
Yeah.
I'm going over the videos again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You know,
important. You got to know like what we did today. It's actually kind of pretty good because we kind of taught you how to put a battery. Obviously, we're gonna do more hands-on, but that's just like an
yes.
introduction.
I
Introduction
can't
how to
wait to
put a
do that.
battery and keyboard and this and that. So that's just an introduction. Everything's an introduction for now until you start doing it hands-on.
Okay.
Okay.
What time?
Friday,
Friday
like
you
6
thinking?
o'clock, 7 o'clock. Is that good?
7 o'clock. Be good. Got something to do that time.